Vitaly, a YouTuber known for doing pranks and the most absurdity, like catching pedophiles and setting them on fire, to getting cancelled multiple times and still managing to hold his platform. This is the story of Vitaly. Vitaly, born back in March 8th of 1992, was born in Murmansk, Russia, and raised in Odessa, Florida. His main YouTube channel started at the 7th of August 2011, but his first video was posted on 11th August 2011, 4 days after the birth of his channel. Since the start of his YouTube channel, Vitaly would be doing absurd pranks like asking strangers to kiss them on the mouth,
Kiss me.
to farting on homeless people. The rough start attracted multiple fans due to the unique comedy approach on YouTube, being one of the first ones to go into these lengths. But after all, is this really what Vitaly wanted? At 15 years old, Vitaly was already working as a garbage collector. Despite only earning $5 an hour, Vitaly promised himself that he would make it big in life, and so he did. His real name, Vitaly Zorovetsky, initially wanted to be a professional skateboarder. His ambition led him to making his first YouTube channel where he would upload his skating clips. This was the original idea of the name Vitaly. On this YouTube channel, Vitaly would post his skating stunts recorded on his Canon camera. Now Vitaly's true ambition was clear. His skill was unmatched and everything seemed to go uphill for Vitaly. Until in 2005, when Vitaly was out with his friends skateboarding, he would be attempting a trick that ended up crushing him both mentally and physically. Vitaly had in fact suffered a broken neck when attempting to do a skateboard trick in front of his friends at the age of 16. The severity of this injury was just enough to crush his dreams for good. Despite the trauma he suffered right after the incident, he knew that skateboarding wasn't in the category of making it big anymore, so he needed to improvise. In the wake of his injury, Vitaly turned to something dark. Vitaly would in fact have several appearances on adult films, with some of his work appearing on various websites across the internet. Now this did not satisfy him. Vitaly quickly realized that this was career suicide. If you fall off a horse, you get back on. Or in Vitaly's case, you start a YouTube channel. The channel launched in August 2011 with prank videos that didn't quite capture widespread attention. Now after several months, Vitaly would only have 63 subscribers in total. Yes, certainly not viral yet. Now although Vitaly had a slow growth, he still had an idea in mind. Vitaly's next hit was the infamous Russian hitman prank, where Vitaly, looking like a low-budget James Bond villain, handed out random people briefcases and just told them they had 60 seconds to run. Unsurprisingly, people freaked out and Vitaly got a taste of jail time. Just one night. But hey, it's a start. Now you may be wondering, did he learn his lesson? The answer is no, absolutely not. This guy was like the Energizer Bunny of bad ideas. More Russian hitman pranks followed, including one where he literally staged an elevator hostage situation. That's right, the man was basically auditioning for a spot on the FBI's most wanted list. I mean, the guy loves his adrenaline, and the audience, they love him for it. Vitaly's trick wasn't just limited to making people fear for their lives, though he also had a passion for offending people in public, particularly by questioning people their gym gains.
Take a picture of your arm.
You want to take a picture of my arm? Why do you want to take a picture of my arm?
Because it's the skinniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Bro, you gotta start lifting, man. Do you even lift?
What?
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah.
Alright, you look on that skinny-licious, man. The girl's bigger than you.
Do you even lift, bro? Became his catchphrase as he trolled muscle-bound dudes into near fights. By August 2013, Vitaly's subscriber count has skyrocketed to 2 million. He had already doubled it to 4 million. And his next big idea, gold digger pranks. You know, where he'd bait women with an expensive car and then expose them for being shallow. Classic internet misogyny, with a dash of exotic cars. One of his gold digger videos in particular became legendary, racking up tens of millions of views. Vitaly was now a hero to every dude who ever got friendzoned, but all of his fame was like a shot of pure testosterone to Vitaly's already massive ego. But this guy, he needed bigger stunts, more thrills, and most importantly, more attention. Because where attention goes, money flows. In April 2016, Vitaly teamed up with fellow pranksters Roman Atwood and Dennis Rohde for a feature film called Natural Born Pranksters. But Hollywood wasn't wild enough for Vitaly, so he took things into his own hands. And I mean literally. He climbed the Hollywood sign, waved the flag that said "I'm back," and promptly got arrested. Again, honestly, at this point, you'd think he had a punch card for a free bail or something. While Vitaly's antics kept getting crazier, his audience started to get bored. You can only watch a guy almost get arrested so many times before it starts to lose its charm. So he went for shock value. Bigger stunts, more streaking, and yes, even more arrests. In 2017, he streaked Game 4 of the NBA Finals with Trump sucks on his chest and LeBron for president on his back. And as you'd guess, security tackled him harder than an NFL linebacker, and he was thrown in jail again. But even after all of that, Vitaly was all smiles, showing off bruises like they were badges of honor. Now in October 2017, he streaked another major sports event, this time the World Series in Houston. His chest read "Villains Never Die," but his bank account probably wished they would. Was he arrested? You bet. Jail time? Just a day. But anyways, the streaking habit was becoming a shtick. It was so bad that even his most loyal fans were starting to wonder if he'd finally lost it. By 2018, the cracks in Vitaly's empire were starting to show. His prank channel, once a powerhouse, was now bleeding for subscribers. Now during that time, his longtime friend called FusyTube had exposed Vitaly for staging his pranks and some truly gross behavior, like having orgies and allegedly assaulting a woman. Now the drama was messy, and it hit Vitaly where it hurt the most, and his subscriber count and reputation. Then came the YouTube apocalypse, where YouTube's stricter monetization rules crushed prank channels like Vitaly's, slashing their revenue into pieces. Suddenly, the career that made him famous was starting to fall apart. So, what does a guy do when his YouTube channel is sinking faster than the Titanic? Start an adult website, obviously. Enter Vitaly Uncensored, where Vitaly swapped out pranks for partying with nude women. But even here, he was still pulling the same old tricks, using people for his own gain. His content was less about explicit action and more about making women uncomfortable on camera. Isn't that classy? In a desperate attempt to stay relevant, Vitaly decided to streak the FIFA World Cup in 2018. Spoiler, he didn't make it past security and got sent straight to a Russian jail. But what's the wildest part? His fans cheered him on, begging him to try again at the next World Cup. Vitaly's subscriber count hovered at just under 10 million, but every new video he posted seemed to drive people away. The numbers weren't adding up, and neither was Vitaly's life. Desperate for one last viral hit, Vitaly convinced his girlfriend Kinsey Sue to streak the Champions League final in 2019. And by convinced, I mean he basically blackmailed her into it, saying he'd break up with her if she didn't go through it. Seriously, the guy's manipulation game was off the charts. Kinsey did the streak, wearing a Vitaly Uncensored outfit, and yes, she got arrested. But what's really shocking is that 6 weeks later, Vitaly's own mother streaked the Cricket World Cup in 2019. The poor woman was so anxious that she couldn't sleep for 5 days, but she did it anyways, for her son. That is some next level family dysfunction. Vitaly's antics had gone from outrageous to downright pathetic. Vitaly was using everyone around him. His girlfriend, his mother, his fans, all in a desperate bid to stay in the spotlight. And all the while, his appearance was changing too. Years of steroid use had turned him into a caricature of his former self. But the worst thing Vitaly would do was yet to come. In May 2020, Vitaly's downward spiral hit rock bottom. Vitaly attacked a random woman who was out for a jog in Miami, beating her up so badly she was left traumatized. There was no prank, no joke, just pure violence. Vitaly was arrested and slapped with a $75,000 bond. The internet, always quick to pounce, turned the incident into a meme. Commenters joked about epic beating random women up pranks, but there was nothing funny about it. This was the final nail in the coffin for Vitaly's career. Since then, Vitaly has tried to stay relevant with projects like Vitaly Girls, an OnlyFans competitor. But the magic is gone. His last YouTube upload was in April 2020, and his YouTube channel is a shadow of what once was. Vitaly, once a king of YouTube pranks, is now just another cautionary tale of fame gone wrong.